Do you see the red button?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Kate.
Okay, thanks, Kris. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Parents Weekend 2020 membership overview of the Parents Association and our annual, well, 3 times a year report. My name is Kate Farrington. I'm the president. With me, I'm joined by Kris Barnett, who's our vice president, and Karen Walsh, who is our secretary. We're going to try and make this quick. As always, if anyone has any questions, feel free to email any of us, and we are happy to provide whatever information you're looking for. Next.
Here we go.
The executive board consists of 7 members. I'm the president, as I said. My daughter is class of 2021. I am from New York. Vice President Kris Barnett is class of 2022. She's from Connecticut. Our treasurer, Margot Palermo, is 2022. She's from New York. Our secretary, Karen Walsh, is 2023, and she's from California. Vice President of Advancement, Lila Chang, 2023, from California. Vice President of Communications, Molly McPherson, 2024, from Maine. Vice President of Governance and Accountability is Tom Berry, class of 2022, from Colorado. Subscription and account management. So the technology updates that we've invested in this year, primarily due to the virtual nature of all of our activities. We've upgraded the Zoom account to include 1,000 users. We have instituted a shared calendar on the Google Cloud and in the G Suite. We use Google as a means of communication and storage for us to be able to share documentation. We have a brand new YouTube channel, which I hope all of you are familiar with because you've been participating in Parents Weekend. TechSoup is a discount service for technology companies, so we're looking into that. And the DigiSigner we've actually used for the last year. It handles electronic signatures for the conflict of interest and confidentiality, which are 2 documents required to be signed off on by the executive board, the executive council, and key members of the chapters. Communications update. So if you have not seen our YouTube channel, please do. Our new VP of Communications spent a lot of work on it. It's phenomenal. The videos are wonderful. You learn a lot about the Academy. We've gotten a good amount of feedback that the parents are enjoying Parents Weekend, a virtual Parents Weekend, which is wonderful, and that's what we wanted. The videos will stay up for some time. If there are any videos that are have information that the Academy does not want us to keep up for extended periods of time, those will be removed, but you've got at least 2 weeks with all of them. And then, so please take this opportunity to view all of the information that's available. Okay, our financials, our checking account is for the Parents Association is $20,000, a little over $20,000. The dues income, and that is for the incoming class, 26,000, a little over. Parents Association miscellaneous income. So that would be like the Amazon Smile and any direct fundraisers, things like that. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. 4374 at 12. Our expenses, 37,235 and 49 cents. Ending balance is $13,000. We do not have a lot of money sitting around waiting to be spent. We have commitments to the Cadet activity funds. That is an annual commitment. And we have expenses, our technology expenses and such, that are required as well. So when you donate specifically to like this PFE 300, that all that money goes directly to that fundraiser. There is not any that gets, skimmed off for an administrative fee or anything like that. We run a very tight ship. We do not have a lot of wiggle room. And this year has been a little bit of a challenge because we've had some unforeseen expenses. The extra $4,000 for the Cadet activity funds, the Alpha Day room refrigerator needed to be replaced. We didn't count on that. So your participation and in the parents organization is so important for a lot of reasons. income. So we've got the Navy federal dividends, Amazon Smiles, which if you have not signed up for it, it's easy money. It just, we get it sent to us. It's wonderful. Encourage your cadets to use Amazon Smiles and choose the Parents Association as the charity, because they all use it as well. The Benevity Fund, what is that exactly, Kris?
It's an employer match. And last year we signed up for it. And very quickly after last year's finished 2019 strong, we saw a kickback from parents who are donating and having a match through their employers. And so it again is like, as you said, for Amazon Smile, easy money, because all you have to do is sign up through your employer if they have it. And the funds get sent directly to the Parents Association.
Thanks. Okay, and then last year we did t-shirt sales, and it was specific for the class of 2020. Generally, the class does their own fundraiser, and they use it to fund things like a class gift or some of the graduation activities. But last year, it was a virtual graduation, and there was nobody on campus to run it, so the Parent Association took it over. So that they could still have the t-shirts that go along with graduation, and we mailed them out. And it was a fundraiser, which we actually ended up donating a large portion of that back to the class so they could use it. The PA dues, and so we run like a year behind when we're looking at this. We're $26,135. So the total income is $30,000, which is a little less than we need for our annual expenses, just as an FYI. Chapter distributions. So every new member, let's just say a 2024 parent came in and they paid the $400. It's $100 a year. They paid it all up front. So a percentage of that 400, it comes back to the Parent Association from the Alumni Association. Alumni Association keeps a little bit of it because that's part of our management agreement with them. Mm-hmm. They do administrative and clerical and website and things like that that we do not have the infrastructure for. And then the money that we get, a percentage of that goes back to the actual chapter that the family it belongs to. So there are some chapters, I think Greater New York maybe have 35 families. And then there's chapters like Florida, Georgia, or Delaware that have significantly more. We've got some chapters that are reinstating Golden Gate, shout out to Tammy Ferenzi for doing all the work to get it going again. And the Great Lakes, it has been reinstituted, Jaluni. So there's a whole lot of work that went into reinstituting these chapters. So I encourage you, even if you don't want to participate actively at a national level, please participate at your chapter level. There's friendships that you're going to make that are going to last for the rest of your life. And as you've watched in the videos, we're a small community, and we remain a small community even after the kids graduate. So please participate. It's worthwhile. It makes your heart feel good, and it helps the cadets. Northwest chapter distribution, it's pending because it was inactive and they're trying to come back on board. So we held that back until they do. Just as an FYI, all chapters use Navy Federal checking, and they have their president and their treasurer are on the checking account. And we have a third person from the Alumni Association, Karen Letitia. Oh, geez. Well, Karen, but not Karen Walsh, who's listed on all of them in the event that the chapter leadership disappears or, something happens, the money it's not inaccessible. Okay. Cadet transportation endowment balance. So a long time ago, parents got together and they created an endowment. And basically we live off of the revenue. We try not to touch the principal, and it's managed by the Alumni Association Financial Group. It is with Goldman Sachs, and it continues to, make money, which is wonderful. And we use that income towards the cadet activities fund for transportation. And then the next one is the cadet activities endowment. These were created by parents that came before us, and they donated the money to help us establish, and this is 20 years ago or 30 years ago, I'm not, a long time ago. Well, it's not really long, but you know what I mean. To help us continue to function and support the cadets. Their generosity, and they were generous, allow us to be in the position we're in today to give money to cadet activities, which covers the printers and the paper and the morale events and the sponsor family stuff and the Liberty Bands, all of these things that support the Corps of Cadets that the Academy isn't able to do. We step in and do that for them.
These are things that make their life just a little bit easier. And since they have enough stress and enough going on, the Parents Association is happy to make sure that they have some of the things at their disposal, like the printers in particular, just anything to make their life just a little bit easier.
Yes. Thank you, Kris. Parents Gift Fund. So again, here's another one. We are, it looks like we have a lot of money. We don't. The endowments are, they're not untouchable, but we don't touch them because that is that's our lifeline to be able to continue to function. The money that we make off of them is the money that we put together to give to the Cadet Activities Fund. But it doesn't cover more than that. So it covers the annual requirement. And so the fundraisers that we do are generally project specific. And this one now is to finish off the strength and conditioning, which directly impacts all of our cadets. There's just, I mean, the 2024 parents, I'll speak directly to you. Your kids haven't been there long enough to know what it's like to wait in line to use a machine. Because right now there's limited availability, you know, they only have certain times they can go and things like that because of COVID. But that's something for an academy that stresses physical fitness. We have a responsibility to make sure that they actually have the equipment they need to get there. And quite frankly, the other academies, their strength and conditioning was a lot nicer than ours. And it's time for us to play in the game. And so we need everybody to participate in this fundraiser so that we can finish it out. Our approved budget. So graduation gifts, water for graduation. Of course, this is, you know, last year, the $1,000 didn't get spent, which is, so it was reallocated this year and either paid for the increase in Zoom or the day room refrigerator for Alpha. I'm not sure. Class allocation for morale building, that was a one-time for this year. The auditor accounting, because we're incorporated in the state of Connecticut and we file our tax returns, we have to have a professional accounting firm, and it's $1,000. We try and manage that. We do a lot of pre-work in the Parents Association to give a completed packet to the accountant. So they're not doing a lot of busy work, so they can't charge us more hourly. Insurance for the board, the DigiSigner, which we didn't stop payment for. We actually stopped payment for WebEx. So I apologize for that. DigiSigner we still use as the digital signing mechanism for those forms. So incredibly necessary, especially since everything is done electronically. That's Zoom. We used Election Buddy for the board last year, this past the June meeting, June 28th meeting. And we were trying it out. And we're looking around to see what other options are available. What we just used for the class reps was fine, except when we do the board votes, it kind of happens at that time, real time. So I'm not sure that that would work. We have a reserve account for the oh my goshes. I've heard that the Delta fridge might be on its way out. That would be an oh my gosh. Miscellaneous. Oh, and the miscellaneous includes day refrigerators, legal fees. So between reserve and miscellaneous, we don't really want to spend it all, but you know, unfortunately, and maybe you guys can all talk to your kids when they're home. They use the day room refrigerators. They pack them so tightly that the condenser or whatever can't circulate the air, and it breaks because they put stuff in there and then they forget about it and they don't clean it out. And so if you just want to do a tutorial on 101 refrigerator management while they're home, that would be awesome. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Kris.
All righty. So this year we are nearing the end of the Parents Association long-term $1 million pledge overall to support the Emlen Tunnell Cadet Strength and Conditioning Center. The total project cost is here, upwards of $3 million, with some 500,000 in there for equipment, and we are almost at our goal. We're working in partnership, obviously, with the Alumni Association, and we're almost at that $1 million mark. These are the plans for the Strength and Conditioning Center. We are hearing that it is intended to be complete by the end of this year, so that when the cadets come back in early January, they will have a brand new Strength and Conditioning Center to work out in. It looks to be an absolutely beautiful facility, capturing the views of the river, making the most of the space, and really bringing up to modern standards what cadets who are expected to operate at a certain level of fitness really need to have in front of them. So we're really pleased that the Academy is committed to making this project as incredible as it sounds. The Parents Association campaign progress to date, as I said, it was $1 million pledge over time. We had many years to get to that point, and it's great to be so close to the finish line. As you can see here, as the numbers go along, the money is coming from direct gifts, it's coming from the chapters, and so the balance left to raise is $220,000. And so we think that we can do that with the PFE 300 fundraising push that kicked off on Friday night. This was our 9-year plan. As I said, it was a long-term goal. Last year, we had a banner year, raised over $100,000 in 10 weeks. And so we know that this year, with the added incentive of the bricks that you can get for $1,000, we know that families are going to be weighing in with their donations to get us over the finish line with this goal. And then, of course, we will consider what is the next goal. Overall, in the Parents Association, it is one of the expectations that we are all giving and leading by example. And so you can see here a breakdown of how many, what is the percentage of giving from the executive board, from the executive council, which then includes the chapter presidents. The chapter presidents are broken out in there, the chapters are broken out in there. And then you can see the percent of parents who are active Parents Association members and how many of them are giving and at what levels. And we know that we have some opportunity in here. We know that there's some opportunity to increase the percentage of parents who are giving at the $1,000 and more level. We know that there's more opportunity to welcome more people to the Parents Association. So if you're looking, for example, at some of the classes where there's some parents who haven't joined yet and you know them, please do encourage them to reach out. Not only is it a great connection, but it makes sure that we're all sort of working as one community towards the goals that support our cadets and the Academy in general. Our plan to get there, obviously, as I just said, this slide just sort of covers what I said in the previous slide, but there is more opportunity. We'd love to get everyone we can connected to the Parents Association and doing what we can from a fundraising perspective to support the Academy. We are not paying tuition, so we are hoping that obviously we are able to give back. So the fundraiser that we kicked off this year is called the Push for Emlen PFE 300. And what it is we are looking for $300 per cadet family. There is a class competition going on. You can see the leaderboard if you type in I think it's www.CGA Parents /PFE 300. You can see the leaderboard, but that's what we're looking for is 300 per family. You can give it yourself, you can get it and total it, but there are some prize levels. And like I said, that brick for those who give over 1,000 is pretty enticing.
I have to say, I did the $1,000 for Brenna for graduation. And that means that every time she goes back to the academy, for any reason, she can go back and see her name there. Um, and these are the types of things, because we are a small community. A lot of the graduates cycle through, and they either are uh, uh, company officers, they work in admissions, they cycle through. If you watched Captain Ray's video, he's done pretty much everything I think there is to do in the Coast Guard, and now he's back at the academy. So during their careers, officers often cycle back through. I would just like to say congratulations, class of 2021. I'm looking at the leaderboard. We are in the lead right now.
Just stole it from the class of 2022. We were there on top for a little while.
You were. And so, but that being said, 8 donors, and that's it. We only have 8 donors for the 5,900, which is wonderful. And thank you so much to the 8. But if everybody participated and did the 300, and I know for some it's a stretch right now, but if you could manage it at all, and you know what, if you can't do 300, do what you can. We're asking for 300, but for those that just can't, if there is anything that you can contribute towards it, that would be appreciated. The class of 2022 had 6 donors, class of 2024 has 6 donors, class of 2023 has 2. This is so important, guys. And so don't push it off and don't wait. I'll get to it, I'll do it later. Because if we hit our goal, I'll sleep easier at night. The sooner we do that, the better. It's been a long week. I'm really tired. So please, it's so important. And this facility is going to be open when they return to campus in 2021, January 2nd or 4th, which they do. This strength and conditioning center will be available and open for them to use. That's it. Is Kris around?
It looks like she might have dropped off. Might have had a technical issue.
Okay. I'll take this opportunity to quickly say thank you for everybody participating in Parents Weekend and for the positive feedback. A special shout out again to Echo Lieutenant Commander Morgan Fowler and Assistant Director of Admissions Recruiting, Lieutenant Commander Tony Barusso, Melissa Uhas from the Alumni Association. Huge shout out to Cole Williams and Bonnie Hartman for so much work that they did. They're first class cadets, and they did so much work. And I actually screenshotted one of the 2024 posts saying, thank you so much. I learned a lot. Please pass this on to everybody. So I screenshotted, I cut your names out, whatever, and sent it to Cole and Bonnie, and they were so excited to see that. And so special shout out to them for all of their hard work, and to their parents for raising such great kids. Okay, Kris, you're back.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I am unable to share. So we're going to have to sort of wing it along. And we wanted to just, one of the initiatives, Kate, I don't know if you covered it, was reclaiming the LinkedIn page for the Parents Association page. So we wanted to give everyone a heads up that we will be, bringing that back under the technology and communications umbrella. And that our outstanding items, did you cover those? Did you cover those? No? Okay, you're on mute.
Yeah, I just saw that. No, I didn't cover them.
Okay, so the outstanding items include the ongoing chapter bylaws review and making sure that we are now complying with the new bylaws that were recently voted on and are now effective. We will be giving an eye, obviously, in our document reviews for Connecticut compliance. Connecticut is a great state, but it has lots and lots of red tape and things that we need to make sure that we're always up to compliance with. A JAG review of the current confidentiality status that the officers have to sign each year. The tax burden exemption for verification for the marketplace items. We hope that you've been on the marketplace and are buying things, and we just want to make sure that we are keeping an eye on how taxes are influenced by being a nonprofit, obviously. And then we're focusing also on recruitment of members and making sure that all of those families out there know what a great resource the Parents Association is, and that they know to join. Let's see what else. All right, so the concluding part, the most exciting part, I got so excited I jumped off the Zoom and then I jumped back in because I was so thrilled, is that we do have the ability to share today the election results. If you had been seeing your emails, you saw that there were some vacancies for class representatives, and class representatives are members, voting members of the Executive Council, and there are 2 per class. And sometimes a class will lose a representative as a representative moves into like an executive board position. And that's true of myself. I started out as a class rep and then became VP of advancement, and now this position, same with Tom Barry. And so every once in a while, we have to adjust the number of class representatives. So I'm very happy to share with you that the class of 2022 gained a class representative this year, and Tony Ferenzi will be the second class rep for the class of 2022. The class of 2023 also has a new person joining, and that is Rob Linnefelter, who is a great addition. I will add that Tony, in addition to being a class rep, will be serving on the governance committee. Rob will be a key member of the advancement committee. And now we'll get to the class of 2024. And we just want to say a huge thank you to the number of folks who came out and threw their names into the ring for class of 2024 reps. We had many people who expressed interest, and we're very happy to tell you that Nicole Bernabo and there were a whole set of other folks who have came out and threw their names in for application. And those who are not class representatives will be on a committee.
Catherine Osborne is the other.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm totally looking at the wrong thing. They're in alphabetical order, but Nicole Bernabo and Catherine Osborne are the 2 reps. And then we have Daniel Brick, who we hope to be leveraging as a member of the governance committee. Sarah Term, who will be operating as a member at large, international, overseeing our international community because she actually lives in Dubai, and will be a tremendous addition to the advancement committee. Andrea Disk, we're looking forward to leveraging her talents on the communications committee. Diana Grimerson, a perfect fit for our audit committee. Julie Moyer, who we are looking to leverage for the advancement committee. Catherine Osborne will, in addition to being class representative, will be on the audit committee. Tricia Riccio looks like has talent galore that we can use on the communications committee, and Annette Wagner, again, someone who will be instrumental on our audit committee. So we can't say thank you enough for the class of 2024. We know it's been an unusual year, and we're really thrilled at the number of parents who are willing to run for class representative. And then, stay with us and lend their voices on the committees, because committee work is so hard, and we are really grateful to each of you. So congratulations to those of you who are class representatives, and we are thrilled and delighted to have you with us.
Thank you. And congratulations to those on the committees. Committee work is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. It's also, as we've stated before, a good opportunity to get to understand the committee work and advance into a leadership role, either in that committee or on the executive board somewhere else. Like Kris said, the class rep positions, they open up a fair amount, not because the job's awful, but because the folks move into other areas. Kris, Lila, and Tom were all class reps. And then some class reps just like to stay class reps, and that's cool too. So we're excited to have so much 2024 representation, actually. That is such a good thing for the Parents Association, especially in the committees, because that means that the knowledge is going to be around for a while. It's tough. I'm the only 2021 board member right now, executive board member, which is good. Next year, you're going to lose Kris, Tom, and
Margot.
Margot. And so 3 is tough. when you lose. And last year we lost 3 because there's a fair amount of knowledge transfer and turnover. And it's my understanding that once our kids graduate, like I still will have to come back to the board meeting for day 1 and everything.
Mhm.
But I, I've been told that my heart won't be in it. I find that hard to believe.
Oh, I can't see that.
Right. So welcome everyone to the Parents Association, to the Coast Guard Academy, to a virtual parents weekend. I hope that you enjoyed it. I sincerely hope that you don't have to do this again next year and that you will be there in person. But we wish everybody a healthy and safe Thanksgiving. That's going to be coming up. Your kids are going to be coming home soon. Just remember that they are members of the United States Coast Guard. They will have rules and things that they have to follow. Don't put them in a position where they either have to follow your guidance or the Coast Guard's. And for some of the newer parents, that's tough. Oh, sorry, that was my daughter. Brenna, I'll call you back. So it's a change and it's something to get used to. Also be aware that when your kids get home, they're going to be different. They're more independent. They've been treated like adults for the last however long that they've been there. They've been in charge of making a lot of their own decisions and following through. So enjoy that. They're also going to be standing up straight for the first time probably ever, which was wonderful for me. I've been telling Brenna her whole life that she should stand up straight. When she came home and it was like she had a rod in her back. And I thought, if I had only known, I just had to send her to a military academy to make that happen. So things to look forward to. Karen, Kris, do you have any other words of advice for the newer parents that are going to see their kids for the first time at home? They're going to be out of sync with their friends that went to normal colleges because the priorities are a little different, and that's okay. Do a lot of listening. It's part of growing up.
I guess the only thing I would throw in there that I've been reflecting on all this week for new parents is that there is an adjustment period of, all parents know that no matter how old our kids are, when we look at them, our brains flip back and forth between looking at the 20-something-year-old and looking at the 2-year-old, right? It's like a trick that my brain plays on me. And sometimes I look at a little toddler with blonde curls. And now I have to remember she is about 1.5 years away from being an officer in the US Coast Guard. And so give yourself some time and space to just make that differentiation. They are our kids, but they are also fully capable adults who are in training to do something that is critically important. So it's okay, but do remember that when they're not at home with you, they are learning, and it's an uncomfortable space, I guess, for all of us, but amazing overall. Karen?
Yeah. And I am treasuring this opportunity that we get to spend some extra time with them. Yeah. It was fabulous. And I do recognize that, under normal circumstances, we wouldn't have that opportunity to spend this extra time with them. I'm just enjoying every moment. And I encourage you to do the same with your young men and women when they're home.
So good advice from all of us. We thank you from the Parents Association. Thank you for your patience as we've sort of weathered new territory with technology and all sorts of things as we're trying to live our lives and get all of this great information out to you. We are very grateful for your enthusiasm and your support. And any last notes, Kate?
The next meeting update will be in late February, early February to April is when we schedule it. Yeah. Some of it depends on weather. And so that'll be the next official update. And I'm not actually at the beach. I'm in New York and it's really cold, but I want to be. Mm-hmm. So that's why my background is the way it is. That's it.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Wait, somebody is recording and it's not me now. So we're still recording, you guys, but is there a way to edit this?
Yes.